Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we are doing another Kaladesh Draft League. If you like the content on this channel, please subscribe and like the videos. Find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Inez27. Alright, for the first time I open Saheeli. So, scry 1, deal damage to each opponent, create a token as copy of target artifact creature you control, except it gains haste, and then you exile it. And then, you know, honestly, she's not that good, but she is a planeswalker. So I'm going to take her, because maybe she's worth something. She's probably not worth that much, is she? A ticket? Oh my god. That's not much. Is like a long-finned sky whale better? It feels wrong to not take a planeswalker, but then again, Kiora was passed around a lot in whatever format she was in. The blue-green one that was not so good. But, I mean, sure, I'll take Saheeli because I don't feel like I should be passing a planeswalker. Ooh, passed a freighter. All right. Well, what do we know about Renegade Freighter? It's good. That is the correct answer. All right. So we'll take the freighter. Try and make this preview pane a little bit bigger. I know people love to read things. All right, Freighter it is. Passing Wildest Dreams, which I like. Rhino. Aetherborn Marauder, which I never get to play. This card is very good. Decoction Module is a good synergistic card. I like the Operative. Pretty obviously taking the Freighter here, though. Okay. So, there's a Durable Handicraft. There's a Hunt the Weak. Bastion Mastodon. There's no good red or blue cards here, are there? No. No, there are not. Okay. Well, I can take the Mastodon because even if you're not in white, you can play a 5-mana 4/5. I think that's acceptable, but probably take the Hunt the Weak. Get a removal spell. Pretty awesome with our Freighter as well. Crew it. Kill something. Gets even bigger. Permanently. Yeah, we'll take the Hunt the Weak. This is a kind of unexciting pack. I can take the Quicksmith Genius. No good green card. There's an Eager Construct, which is totally playable. But Quicksmith Genius is definitely a lot better. So I mean, if there's one thing I've found with this format, I really have not had too hard of a time being short on playables. So just for that reason alone, we can be pretty patient here and just take good cards and see what comes up. So I'll take the Quicksmith Genius. I like this card. All right. There's a Dynavolt Tower, which I definitely played quite a few times. We've got a Highspire Artisan in green, which does synergize with Quicksmith Genius as well. There's a Start Your Engines for the Renegade Freighter, as well as a bunch of tokens. This card's probably more playable than it appears. Highspire Artisan versus Malfunction. Malfunction is definitely better because it's a hard removal spell in blue. And I guess it presumably gets us a little bit closer to this Saheeli. But I'm not even entirely convinced this card is that good. I mean, scrying every turn and then dealing 1 to your opponent is pretty weak, honestly. But I'll probably just take the Malfunction because it's a hard removal spell. Dynavolt Tower is something you can sort of build around, but whatever. We'll take the Malfunction. I'm fine with that. All right. So we can take another Quicksmith Genius. We have Aether Theorist. Impeccable Timing is in here. A Windrake, which flies. Currently in a few colors. So best card is maybe another Quicksmith Genius. Like, Looting is definitely good. I like the Aether Theorist a lot. It's a 2-drop. It would be our first 2-drop. It's a Gear Seeker Serpent as well. And, yeah, the Windrake, like I said. So, what do I like the most? You know, honestly, I kind of just want to take another Genius. I think this card is just good. Just good. Helps a lot when you're flooded. Okay. So there's a Glassblower's Puzzle Knot. There's a Trumpeter, which I guess has synergy with Hunt the Weak. Nimble, a bunch of cards in our colors. which is good. Salivating Gremlins, which really just really makes us want to play an Artifacts Matters deck. I could also just take the Weldfast Monitor, which already has synergy with our geniuses. I probably would do that. I'm probably okay with that. I think Gremlins is good too. But I like the Monitor, and getting as many artifacts as you can is usually the right move. All right, so we can pick up a Gremlins now. All right, I mean, I'm happy to go down this Artifacts Matters deck. We already have a lot of Artifacts Matters cards, the geniuses. We haven't even established a second color yet. Like, you know, obviously I'm tempted to go blue to try out Saheeli, but like I said, I'm really currently not that impressed with her. She's fine, but not like super exciting. And we have all of these. Well, Whirler-Maker has good synergy with our geniuses and our gremlins. That's something to consider. Otherwise, we have the Workshop Assistant, which is okay too. Could also just take the Artisan. It's a late Artisan. It'd give us another pretty good green card. It also makes an artifact for Gremlins and Quicksmith Genius. That might be okay, but I think I'm a little bit more on board with taking Whirler-Maker here. I don't know if this is correct or not, but either way, you get an artifact, and I like that Whirler-Maker can make some flyers. I think that's good. All right, we wheel a Wildest Dreams, which is kind of funny because I think the card's good. We could also just take an Infiltrator, which is fairly aggressive and good. Pretty tempted to actually take the Wildest Dreams. I think this card is powerful. Like 5 mana to get 2 cards back from your graveyard, 7 to get 3. It's pretty valuable. Can be very good. Infiltrator beats down. I'm going to take the Dreams. Alright, so now we can take Renegade Tactics or Puzzle Knot. Guess we'll take the Puzzle Knot. This probably should go into the green pile, I suppose. And Monitor probably under the red. Alright, I guess Curio Vendor. Alright, you know, I'm actually going to take the Start Your Engines over the Assistant. I think Assistant is fine, but if it's going this late, if I end up with the right vehicles, I could actually see myself doing something with it. So, I don't know. Fairly successful pack 1. We know we want to be red. We know we want to be... Ooh, well, Padim is pretty good. Lets you draw a card every turn, but I'd probably just take another Freighter over it because Freighter is kind of an unfair common. Padim is card advantage, but Freighter is just sort of unfair, so probably take that over Inspector. Definitely take it over the Bomat Bazaar Barge. And, yep, that sounds good to me. Seems good, one could say. Okay, I actually like the Bomat Courier. I know it seems strange, but if you've watched my matches, I've been pretty impressed with Bomat Courier. This card does a lot more than it would appear to. So I'm going to take it. It's also another artifact, which is nice. Taking it over Malfunction, Reckless Fireweaver, Dukhara, P-Foul, Yeager Construct. All of these cards are fine, but we'll take the Courier. Another red artifact, I suppose. Okay, probably just take the Pyrohelix now. Good removal. There's also an Inventor's Goggles in here. The Geniuses are good synergy with them. But I like Pyrohelix. I like removal. I'm one of those weird guys that likes removal. So I'm going to take the Pyrohelix here. We can start looking at our curve now. I mean, we still haven't decided on our second color, but... So I guess I want some more 2-drops. I want some bears so I can turn these freighters on ASAP. Ooh, Harnessed Lightning. Yeah, this card's really good. So we're going to take that over the Pyrohelix, over the Reckless Fireweaver, over the Serpent, and be happy about it because Harnessed Lightning is strong. So we have a low creature count, but I'm not super concerned about it just yet. And like I said, we still have not established our second color yet because we are certainly red, but we don't know if we're blue or green yet. Well, Voltaic Brawler is a really good reason to be green. Voltaic Brawler is extremely strong. It's just kind of a ridiculous card, in my opinion. There's Era of Innovation, which also has, I guess, has some synergy in our deck. We have Artificers, we have Artifacts. We don't have a ton of need for energy, right? We've basically got Harness Lightning, and that's it. Yeah. I think I'm just going to take this Voltaic Brawler very happily, because even though it kind of strays from the Saheeli Rai plan, I don't really care. I would take a Voltaic Brawler over a Saheeli Rai, probably, I would say, most of the time. Although, that'd be a weird choice to ever be given, I guess. But, yeah, Brawler it is. Just really strong. Okay, so we can take Wayward Giant now. Yeah, I'm alright with that. Card is certainly playable. So now we're just looking more like a sort of... Okay, I want the Cobra here over the Wanderer. I was up on Wanderer a lot early on, and now I'm just a little bit more up on, I guess, cheap spells. Cobra is amazing in this deck, considering it synergizes with our Gremlins, Geniuses, and it works really well with our Freighters as well. So, and it's got Death Touch. No downside as far as I'm concerned. So let's ditch the... Let's just get out of blue now, so I don't even have to look at it. I could splash for these cards. Probably going to be wholly unnecessary. So do I want a second Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot or a second Starcher Engines? Don't really need either. I guess if I get more energy cards, the Puzzle Knot could be good. Okay, we can take Built to Smash. There's a Torch Gauntlet. I'm kind of on board with Torch Gauntlet here. It's pretty reasonable equipment that still synergizes with our Artifact Matters cards. Although, we didn't pick up many Artifact Matters cards out of this pack, but that's alright. I guess we need more creatures, but I don't really want to take a Workshop Assistant. I guess it's a way to get back our Freighters. I mean, we're going to need quite a few more creatures. But I think we'll be able to pick them up out of pack 3. I'll take the Gauntlet for now. Okay. P-File's a nice pickup. We could also take the Construct. It's one of those two, because I do think I want the Artifact here over the Innovator. So Construct is a 2-drop. Currently, I'm kind of on the fence with even playing these Puzzle Knots, because, like I said, we just don't have a lot of Energy Matters cards. The P-File's going to be evasive, but I do really want to make sure I get enough cheap things. I'm still going to take the P-File, I think. I mean, even playing a turn 3 Freighter, turn 4 P-File, activate, swing. Sounds good to me. All right, we'll take a blue card here. We'll take the Trade Winds. Ooh, got a Fireweaver back. It's really nice. It's like really good for our deck. Could have taken the Takedown, I guess, too. Guess we'll take a Larger Than Life. Pretty unlikely that I play it, I suppose. Put it over in this probably not happening pile. All right. Let someone have a Mind Rot. Okay, so on to pack 3. We've already got a deck. It's looking pretty good. So Chief of the Foundry is probably just going to be the slam dunk pick here. We've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that work well with it. On top of our Artifacts Matters cards. So, all right. Chief it is. Pretty happily. Ooh, Confiscation Coup. Yeah, that's a good card. But we're looking at Sky Skiff, Hunt the Weak, Pyrohelix, Grub. I don't mind taking the Pyrohelix here if I thought I could wheel the Grub or the Skiff. The Skiff is, I guess, cool because it's evasive. It's an artifact. It works with our Starcher Engines, which may or may not be good enough for this deck. Removal is... Renegade Tactic is probably not happening either. So yeah, Pyrohelix, Skiff, or Grub, or Hunt the Weak. 4 pretty good options. We don't have great bodies for Hunt the Weak. We have some reasonable ones, but not great. I think 3 toughness should be sort of your minimum. We have the Freighters, we have the Chief, but I might just want a second Pyrohelix. Just gives you some early protection, which is nice. Can kill a couple X1s, which is also really nice. I'm going to take the Pyrohelix here, I think. Hope to wheel Grub or Skiff. Skiff's not going to happen, but Grub could. Ooh, a second Brawler is just ridiculously good pickup for us. It's so powerful. All right, really happy about that. That's just really going to help this deck out immensely. Wow, look at this. A Sky Skiff now. We also have the Sage, which is a 2-drop that can fuel our Brawlers. Brawlers typically don't get more than 1 attack in before they die. But, I mean, anything is possible. I kind of just want to take the Skiff here. We're still creature light, mind you. We are definitely still creature light, which might make the Sage slightly more exciting. It also does have synergy with Harness Lightning, and it turns on our Freighters. But Skiff is just so much better. I'm going to take the Skiff and hope that we can just find 1 or 2 more creatures. Okay, good options here. So we have Appetite, Peafowl number 2. There's an Aether Hub, which I don't think I'm going to take. So, and we have another Fireweaver. Fireweaver can't turn on our Freighters. It can turn on our Skiff, though. Peafowl might just be the best option. I'm not exactly sure on that. It does fly. It's a good blocker. It can turn on Freighters. It works well with Chief. How many cards do we have that synergize with Fireweaver? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a lot. I still think I might just want the Peafowl. Not 100% on this. I'm going to take the Peafowl, though. Rhino, really nice pickup for us here. Taking it over Incendiary Sabotage. And I'm okay with that. So we're going to have some cuts to make, which is all good with me. So we get the Sage anyway. Pretty awesome. I'm going to take it over a Puzzle Knot. Geez, some late multicolor cards that are good. Going to take it over Ornamental Courage as well. So we have some real cuts to make here. Can take the Infiltrator. Might just be better than some of the things we're doing. Like, I'm not entirely convinced we're going to be on the Wildest Dreams, Start Your Engine. Even the Wayward Giant, like, we can really lower the curve of this deck at this point and be pretty aggressive. And Infiltrator is excellent with the vehicles as well. Very synergistic effect. I think we might be off Torch Gauntlet too. I'm not 100% sure. All right, I mean, we can take Wild Wanderer. It's a way to splash Saheeli, but like I said, I'm pretty just uninterested in Saheeli. I don't really care that much about her. Sorry, Saheeli. Don't hate me for not caring about you. All right, I guess Terror that I'm not going to play. Assistant. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen either. Spectacle. Whatever. Drake. All right. So we have... this is... I might be able to make this a 16 land deck. There's always the question of, if you have filter effects, would you prefer to... Like, we have the Quicksmith Genius. Would you prefer to run 17 or run 16? Run 16 and draw into lands, or run 17 and ditch excess lands? And that's always kind of a touchy question, too. Once again, I haven't said this in a while, but I always think people tend to overthink the 16, 17, 18 land thing. People tend to get a little bit, in my opinion, a little overly sensitive about it. I think they tend to think it matters a little bit more than it usually does. And then they use hindsight bias to be like, well, I told you, should have been 17. Or when you get 16, or when you run 18, well, you should have run 17. You got flooded because you ran 18. It's like, well, I think you might be using some hindsight bias there. So I'm on board with cutting the Gauntlet, and the Dreams, and the Giant, and the Wanderer, and the Start Your Engines. Like, these are kind of looking like the 5 cards I could cut, and we still have a very strong synergistic deck here with plenty of removal, although not as much as I kind of thought we originally did. Maybe ditching the Whirler Maker for the... because I kind of want to try out Start Your Engines. Especially considering we have at least a couple Tramplers, right? The Freighters, the Brawlers. And Whirler Maker is good with the Chief, but just seems less good than some of the other options we have in this deck. So I kind of wanted to try Start Your Engines. Is it going to be worth it? I don't know. We have 3 vehicles, which is kind of cool with. It's certainly good with Freighter. Something to consider. And like I said, it's really good with Brawler too. 6 trample on your 2-drop. God, this card is so stupid. Why did they make this? Why? Why did they make these cards? Yeah, I don't think I want to do Whirler Maker, as cute as it is with Chief. I might just want to do Start Your Engines. This would be a 17. This would be the 17 land version of this deck. How many? Okay, how many artifacts is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is good. This curve is certainly low enough where I could get away with 16 lands. The real question becomes, which of these is worth playing if I wanted to run 16? And I think the answer is none of them are really. Like, Wildest Dream has a lot of upside but requires a lot of mana. Whirler Maker is a good late game plan. Wanderer is unnecessary for this deck because I'm not splashing and I don't need the ramp. Wayward Giant's a good finisher, but it's probably unnecessary since we have all this cheap stuff that just beats super hard. And then Torch Gauntlet makes your weak guys strong, which actually is a reasonable thing. And it synergizes with some stuff, but I don't really care that much about Torch Gauntlet either. So I'm kind of fine with cutting all of these and just running 17 lands, because none of these really strike me as a card that's worth being our 24th non-land card. And yeah, I'm pretty much just playing Start Your Engines to see if I like it or not. It's not a super powerful effect, and it's expensive. But we have 3 vehicles. We have some tramplers. Turns our little piddly guys into lethal guys out of nowhere, which I kind of like. All right. I'd probably just run it like this and be happy enough. Lot of artifacts. Not very green intensive, but that's not a big deal. So we probably end up doing just 9/8 because you really want to play those brawlers on turn 2. So we'll do 9/8. And oh yeah, the P files are blue, aren't they? Well, geez, that's a lot worse now. I think I was still in we gotta play blue mode when I took it over at Eager, whatever that card's called. A 4-mana 2/4, a little bit less impressive, I guess. Do I want to play something over it? It would drop me down to 8 artifacts. It's still good with Hunt the Weak. It's good with our Chief of the Foundry, but I'm not going to be able to make it fly unless I run maybe like a Wild Wanderer. But that just seems not necessary. I mean, P-Foul is fine as a 4-mana 2/4. It's just really not that great. It does do everything in the deck that we need it to, which means pump our Gremlins, let us filter, crew a Freighter, crew a Skiff, block, get pumped by Chief, attack late with Start Your Engines, work with Hunt the Weak. Yeah, I mean, there's just enough upside to it, even without being able to make it fly, that I probably am just going to do it anyway. But is it worth it to pay 1 more mana for a 4/5 menace? You know, it might be. So maybe I just swap one of these. That puts me at 8 artifacts, which is probably still fine. Yeah. All right. So I think we'll run it like this. Yeah. I like this deck. Looks fun. I'm excited to jam double Brawler because I think they're really good. Okay. Here it is. Green-red artifact-y beatdown. We'll see you round 1.